And roll. By the way, my name is Monty.
Jacob Dean.
Awesome,
Nice to meet
awesome.
you.
I'm with ARE Global Education, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, why now, and why should the average Joe care now? I mean, he's pretty comfortable right now.
The easy answer is if not now, when? It's very simple. We representing the 99ers, the 99% of the country who's being taken advantage of, screwed. I would use the F word, but I want to keep it clean for you. By the top 1%, and the top 1% is controlling everything. Little vocabulary lesson, oligarchy. Oligarchy is when a very small number, a very few wealthy rule over the rest of us. And that's basically what's going on now in the United States of America with actions on Wall Street, the government, etc., etc. Check out an interesting website, theyrule.net, and you'll see all of the intertwined connections between.
I got a quick question for
Yes.
you. What type of environment does an oligarchy thrive in? What type of environment lets something like an oligarchy happen?
Trying to find the most concise way to say it. Suppression.
I mean, we're all thinking people, we're all conscious. Why do we sit back and let something like oligarchy take root and slowly take over our lives? Why do we let that happen?
Lack of information, lack of activism, and it's almost like a willful ignorance. Like we are so wrapped up in our lives and our daily grind. We go to work, we work hard. We're dealing with school and kids and etc. When we come home at the end of the day, the last thing that we want to do is worry about all the problems that are actually existing and going on right now.
Well, they're not my problems yet.
But you know, it's basically coming to the point of which side are you on? Are you on the 99% that's getting screwed, or are you on the top 1% who is ruling and taking advantage of everything? It's very simple.
So there's really no middle ground. Like I won't be affected by this. I'm either doing the harm or I'm gonna be harmed, kind of thing.
It's maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you look at the progress that's happened and things that have happened over the last 30 years. It's been a slow, gradual decline of our rights, of our, progress, just basically in general. If it's like when you go from A to B to C to D to E to F all the way down to Z, it's not really a big deal. But if you went from A to Z in one step, there would be riots, people would be in the streets, and that's kind of where people are beginning to wake up, people are beginning to become active and aware, and it begins with awareness. It begins with awareness, and once people become aware that all of a sudden I'm working a job that my parents did for the same amount of money or less. I have all this student debt. I have increasing distress. They call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Oh, that's good.
That's a George Carlin line.
Why would the fact that, say, 2/3 of the population not being as well off as me, why does that come back and bite me in the butt, so to speak? How does that work? It's a me society versus a we society. We have to understand, are we going to live in a me society where I'm looking out for me and myself, and granted we all do need to look out for ourselves. I mean, it's no one's going to say I don't look out for myself. That's human nature, actually.
It is human nature. And that's one of the things that is driving this movement. It's, are we a me society or are we a we society?
Well, right now I'd have to say that we're a me society.
Absolutely.
Because we're taught to be that. You got to be the best, little Johnny. When you go to school, make sure you're the biggest shark in the ocean. And when you get out there, that way you can eat up all the other little fish and be the biggest shark. And we reward that type of person with success and praise and envy. That becomes our ideal. Like, that's what we want to be.
It's the American dream. It is, absolutely.
So is it time for that dream to end?
It's time for the dream to be rebooted. It's time to reboot the American dream.
How do you do that? I mean, where do you start?
You get money out of politics.
Oh.
Yeah, right. We have a better chance of leveling the Rocky Mountains with a spoon than we do to get money out of politics. But the point of a representative elective government is, which we have here in the United States of America, is for the people we elect to represent us, to represent we the people, our opinions, our beliefs, our values, our needs. And right now, what they are representing in government is those who supply them with their funds necessary for their re-elections.
That's because, like you said, we get people to represent our needs, our desires, our wants, but there's no such thing as ours. That we're fractured. You know, we're in this mixed society, people are fractured. They think that, okay, this contingency and that contingency, you end up with like 20 people running for the same office because we're so fractured. So, I don't know, I think that somehow, one way or the other, we have to agree to do something united for once. Like really get a bunch of people united on the same page.
We society, you know, not to go too much into religion at all, but Jesus said, you know, we must be our brother's keeper. We must look out for each other. And again, it comes back to the we society.
But now it's practical. Now it's not just religious though. Now it's practical.
Amen. It's come full circle.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Buddy.
That was good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you.